Hi, this is Brandon Moon with Moonlit Fly Fishing. I want to welcome you to fly tie night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a really cool pattern. You know we love purple. Tonight we're going to tie up the Purple Haze Soft Hackle pattern. This is a pattern we like to fish trailing behind our Purple Haze on a dry fly, and very, very effective. So this is a really cool pattern we think you're going to enjoy. With that, if you find any value in this video at all, please make sure and do us a favor. Make sure and like the video, leave us a comment, hit the subscribe button, and the bell to receive future notifications. This means an awful lot to us as we work to create and bring good content into the community. This helps show that we're bringing quality content and to the algorithm. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. For our hook tonight, we're just going to tie this on the ML052. I'm tying this in a size 14. I tie this all the way down to a size 18. I've even done 20s and as large as 12s, just whatever I'm going to pair it up with my Purple Haze that I'm trailing it behind. So we'll go ahead and put the hook in the vise, secure that down. For my thread, I am using SemperFly's Classic Wax Purple. I'm doing it in a 12-aught. I like the Classic Wax because it lays nice and flat and doesn't build up a lot of bulk. So I'm going to start this thread about 2/3 of the way up that hook shank. And I'm just going to create a nice good thread base to this fly. This is important. You can see I'm using the tag end to help create a nice smooth even wraps underneath there. We'll wrap that down to the bend of the hook, trim it off. Here I've got a pheasant tail. I'm just going to take a couple fibers. I don't want too many. I'm not going to really count it. I don't want to take that kind of time, but there's roughly about 6 fibers in there. I want the tips to be even. Discard that one and we'll do it again. Even up those tips. Pull them off. Then we're just going to measure this out. I want this to be about the length of the hook shank. I want to make sure that I've got this pheasant tail up on the top of my hook shank. I'm going to give a 2 or 3 wraps over the top, and then I'm going to wrap in front. Now I'm going to come back behind with 3 wraps, and that's just going to help pull and secure that pheasant tail coming off for the tail. As you can see, I just pull that back. I'm not trimming it off. So I'm going to take that Perdigon body iridescent purple. Now for my ribbing, I'm going to tie in SemperFly's 0.2mm purple tying wire. And I want this tying wire, when I wrap it, I want it to go the length of my body so that I get a nice smooth underbody. Now I'm just going to secure both and wrap those down. Trim out the excess on this Perdigon body here. I'm just going to create a small little taper to my body using my thread. Wrapping rearward and forward again. Do that 3 or 4 times. This just creates a nice smooth even taper to My body, I like my bodies to have a little bit of taper to them. Just going to take and half hitch right here. Set that off to the side. Now I'm going to take my body material, that Perdigon Iridescent Purple, and wrap my body. The rotary feature on this Nirvana rotary vise works extremely well and flawless for wrapping this. Makes it really easy. Not a lot of effort to do this. I'll just wrap that up to the end of my body. I'm going to secure that Perdigon body material down. A couple wraps in front, or over the top, and then in front, securing and locking that in. Trim that out. Now I'm just going to take and pull my pheasant tail over on the front. I'm going to wrap on the back side. And then open wraps, creating a rib and securing my pheasant tail down. Now I'm just going to take and secure my pheasant tail and the wire. Now I'm going to take and helicopter the wire out. Pull the pheasant tail back, trim it out. Now it's time for the thorax on this fly. I'm going to take my Wonder Wax and I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on this thread, just give it a little bit of tackiness. I'm going to take some UV purple Vicuna dubbing. I want just a very small pinch. That right there is too much. I'll just take a small amount of that and create a nice dubbing rope. Now I'm just going to wrap. And you can see I don't want to crowd up into the eye of that hook. So I'm right over the edge of my body there. For the hackle on this, you can see I've been using and pulling out a lot of these Starling feathers. And I'm going to take that Starling, and I actually took some from the back side here of the wing, with the white tips instead of the goldish yellow tips on this one. Now I'm just going to take and create a tie-in point. So there's my tie-in point. Take that tie-in point and I'll just secure it down with a couple wraps over the top, pull it back, secure wrap there. Now I can set my thread off to the side and I'll trim out that tie-in point. For my hackle tweezers or pliers, I like the TieFly's hackle tweezers. They're really light and grip really well, so gives me good control when I'm wrapping these delicate, brittle, more brittle fibered stems. So I'm just going to keep preening these backwards as I wrap, working to not capture as many fibers as possible as I'm going. You can see each wrap pushes fibers rearward, palmers that hackle rearward. Secure it down with a couple wraps. Now I'm just going to release my hackle pliers. I'm going to pull those fibers back. Finish building up a little bit of a head. Now I'm just going to take and whip finish. I like a 3-turn whip. Sometimes I'll do a 4, but 3 is my go-to. Trim that out. I like to try and pop my hackle stem with my fingers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Trim that stem out. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of head cement, put a little head cement on the tip of this fly. I'll just take a bodkin here. And there you've got our Purple Haze Soft Hackle. You can see I've got a little fiber there. I can kind of pull that off. Nice clean head, clean soft hackle, very, very effective trailing behind your Purple Haze dry fly pattern. We trail this roughly about 18 to 24 inches below our dry fly and find great success. So here you have our Purple Haze Soft Hackle. If you find any value in this pattern and video, please make sure and do us a favor. We'd appreciate it a lot if you liked our video, left us a comment, hit the subscribe button and bell to receive future notifications. Have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing you next week.